24-hour streams. 24-hour streams are a long time. You're not on the banner yet, Justin. My graphics person was tied up last night, so we'll get you on there for tomorrow morning. This is tough. I think I'm supposed to keep because I have all 3 colors of mana and a Thoughtseize. Like, normally you don't want to not do anything till turn 3, but like, we have a Thoughtseize on 1, so hopefully like that'll let us bridge the gap into playing these larger threats on 3 and 4. No, I'm not really doing Hex anymore, Butterfly. So their hand doesn't do a whole lot till later either. What's the scariest thing here? It's probably... Taking the Blade Splicer makes the Flicker Wisp a lot worse. And like Blade Splicer and Mirroring Crusader are both 4 power worth of dorks. That's fine. Hopefully we rip an Eldrazi Temple like a professional here. Even drawing a Relic would be good, because if we draw a Relic, that'll enable our Wasteland Strangler to be able to kill something, which is nice. Remember, even though this card takes black mana, it's actually colorless because it's devoid. Perfect. So, hopefully we get 2 shots at drawing a land here now to turn on this Wasteland Strangler to kill their 3-drop. And like Wasteland Strangler in hand, the potential to draw something like this, it's another reason to leave the Mirroring Crusader in play. I think I want to just exile this, right? Because I could hit like 2 shots at an Eldrazi Temple here. Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. Ancient Tomb is great. Let me tell you about Ancient Tombs. Let's just take away another one of their things here. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? Flicker Wisp is really annoying, right? So I'm gonna take one of those away. How many ways do we have to fuel Strangler? I believe it's 8. Yeah, it's 8. We've got Relics and Thought-Knot Seers. We're only on 3 Stranglers too, so. Well, now I'm really glad we took Flicker Wisp since they ripped a Blade Splicer off the top. So 10 out of 10. Just playing another copy of TKS here and taking their Flicker Wisp away. This is going to leave them with Mirroring Crusader and lands. Go. I don't think I want to start smashing yet. Sure. Grab a mountain here. Pain-free red source. I'm glad we played out the other Thought-Knot Seer last turn. Yeah, I think I'm just like eat this and then just start smashing because they want to double trade for a Thought-Knot Seer. Nope, they've had enough. Fair. All right, Kozilek's return is excellent. Dreadbore seems fine. Ratchet Bomb seems fine. Brutality and Dismember. I don't know if these are good enough. Dismember seems appropriate. They're almost certainly a Restoration Angel deck. Thoughtseize was okay there, but honestly, like, I probably just want more of my cards to be live off the top in the mid to late game, so I think I'm going to board those out. Ratchet Bomb's probably a little slow. I guess it cleans up golems nicely, though, but we also have some 0 mana things. I think I like this. Slowly working my way towards that badge. Thanks to the bits, Justin. They play cards, so boarded, surgical, right? I'm actually going to trim an Obligator and bring in another Collective Brutality here. I think I want to be a little bit more defensive on the draw, a little bit more kill your stuff. Like lots of 1-for-1 removal here. Let's try this. We started talking about it last night in Discord, Justin. I don't have any concrete lists laid out yet. This is a pretty easy mulligan, right? It's always sad to mulligan a hand with an Ancient Tomb, but that hand definitely is not good enough. That's probably a keep, right? Kolaghan's Command is quite good in this matchup, right? Because we get to, like, shatter a golem plus shock something else. We did win game 1. Play this and pass. I could be really aggressive and like lead on Eldrazi Temple in case I draw another temple, but the chances of drawing a second temple are really low, and I'd prefer to I'd prefer to be able to brutality on 2. Alright, I'm gonna spot check for a piece of removal here. And we missed. Alright, so super punished for my sequencing here. Super punished for my sequencing. I think it's right to lead on Blackcleave Cliffs because they're a Ghost Quarter deck. Because, like, going for the turn 2 is a low probability. If they have Ghost Quarter, we just, like, won't have mana to cast our Thought-Knot Seers. But we definitely got punished here a little bit. The way their hands lined up so far here, do I want to wait on these Thought-Knot Seers and just, like, shatter this and have them discard a card? I think I do. I think I'm gonna pass, and I'm gonna, and in response to their Vile triggers, I'm gonna shatter shock here, or shatter discard, sorry. Or we're gonna do it just at end of turn here. No, the red-white deck's just like, oh, fuck me. They drew exactly Thalia. There was one card in their hand that we didn't know, and it was Thalia. Alright, well, we're super far behind because of the choices I made this game. I feel like I've made good ones, and we've just gotten, like, really exceedingly punished for all of them. Yeah, we're just not gonna win at this point. Just got really punished for all the little choices I made that game. Alright, let's try again. And, like, I wanted... It's right to not play the Kolaghan's Command in response there, because if they're just putting it, it makes sense that they would want to put a 2/1 in to be aggressive in the matchup, the Dire Fleet, whatever, and then, like, I get to shatter plus kill their thing, because I want them to not have a board presence. And, like, if they drew exactly Thalia, we get super punished like we did there. You know, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Keep this. I'm gonna bottom that. We're just looking for some more lands at this point. So we had two relevant decisions I made that game, and just got put super far behind and punished for making both of them. Chose not to play Eldrazi Temple and play around whatever you want to call it, and then chose not to what's the word I'm searching for? Chose not to do another thing and got punished for that. I'm gonna go ahead and cycle this relic because I want to hit a land for this Thought-Knot Seer. And, like, I need cards in exile for the Wasteland Strangler, but, like, this puts a card into exile. Yeah, I chose to play around Ghost Quarter, got punished. Chose to not play around with them drawing exactly Thalia off the top, got punished. If they path this in response here, we have mana for Reality Smasher next turn, so, like, that's pretty fine with us. One of the things I really like about this build of Eldrazi is that there are a bunch of basics. It's got 4 basics in the main. Alright, what do you got here? Double Bolt, Pia and Kira Nalaar. So they're going to get to play a Blade Splicer next turn. I guess I want to just take their Blade Splicer, right? It's like their one castable card here. And then, like, when they play Pia on 4 mana, I get to just go ahead and, like, Wasteland Strangle it so they can't Resto it. Yeah, easy Blade Splicer here. I say I don't think they want to Ghost Quarter me because that would put them pretty far behind. They need mana pretty badly here. It's just like beep beep, hop in my Reality Smasher shaped Jeep and run them down here. They draw Path's Exile. They could like 5-for-1 themselves and like double bolt this. They've drawn really well in these games. This is still a 2-for-1 and we get a land at least, but this does not feel good. Reality Smasher. I don't know about gas mileage, but it definitely trucks along. That's another relic. That's good. That turns on our second Wasteland Strangler. So I'm definitely casting this Matter Reshaper. The question then becomes, what am I doing with this Wasteland Strangler? I think I'm just eating this. If they rip an untapped land and play Restoration Angel on their turn, though, I'll be in a little bit of trouble if I do that. I guess the conservative line here is just kill the Blade Splicer, right? And then next turn, I can go Relic plus Wasteland Strangle this. Yeah, eating the Blade Splicer is definitely the conservative line here. If they miss on a land here, we're going to be in a very good spot. Deal. Classic turn 5 Aether Vial. Alright, so we're going to play plus pop Relic. And then we'll Wasteland Strangle this and crack them for probably 3, because I assume they're going to bolt the Wasteland Strangler that's attacking. You know, they have Bolt, Bolt, Resto, Pia right now. Put a path into their bid, not that it really matters. So now the question is, do I want to put this into play for 1 here? That's much better if I draw like a Thought-Knot Seer next turn, right? So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just play this out for 1. If they want to like bolt the Hangarback Walker before I grow it, I think I'm okay with that. It means they're not playing a 4-drop next turn. I have to crack them for 7. This is much better in case I draw any 4 or 5-drop. Hopefully they draw another Aether Vial. That would be ideal. Take them down to Brick City. What's going on, Pinky? This is our first match of the day. We're currently in game 3. Nice fast land. Nice fast land. Oh, I wonder if the opponent made a mistake here. The opponent could have floated mana, Ghost Quartered themselves, and then played this untapped and played the Pia this turn. I wonder if that was their best line. And they're in the tank here because they're not sure if they want to bolt this, is basically what they're thinking about. Collective Brutality. Alright, that's really not going to do much. I guess it's reach, right? I could also, like, use Brutality plus Bolt to, like, double kill a Resto. Yeah, that Bolt makes sense. They're going to go to 12 here. We're going to start charging my Hangarback Walker. I don't think they're anywhere near a point where we're interested in just hitting them for 5 just yet. They're still a little bit too high. Their hand is Resto, Pia, and then whatever they drew for the turn. Look, man, I could probably make 7 figures a year and Christy would still buy half-ply toilet paper because that's just who she is. I think I'm going to Brutality this and save the bolts for instant speed interaction here. Dreadbore. Well, that's going to kill a Restoration Angel at some point, so that's nice. So let's kill this, and then I think if they want to double block and trade with Matter Reshaper, I'm okay with that. Just because it replaces itself and I have Hangarback Walker charging up here. I mean, I'm going to let Hangarback Walker get to a 3-3 before I start attacking at least. Probably 4-4 to hit through the Resto, right? I don't want to get too greedy by growing this up too much because my opponent could just draw Path to Exile and get rid of it. He elected not to trade there, which is interesting. So they have Resto plus 2 cards I don't know. Probably, none of them are probably lands. At least it's not sandpaper. I guess keeping the Thopters has value for them because of the Sheffet tunes. The question is, next turn, am I willing to attack my Matter Reshaper into the Restoration Angel just to cantrip it? I don't think so. I don't think so. Someone mentioned leaving the Hangarback Walker as a 3-3 to bolt it. That's something we could do, but the fact that we know they have a 3-4 makes that a lot less appealing. Dire Fleet Daredevil. Alright, so they're gonna Collective Brutality and kill my Matter Reshaper. If they escalate this, I'm gonna be kinda sad. Because they're gonna get my Dreadbore. Not escalating, just killing. Deal. Give me a winner. That's a winner, chat. My chat is full of winners. Yay. Alright, so I'm going to charge this up. I think I'm just... Do I just want to send this bolt upstairs? Yeah, I think so. Blast you. This is how we do. Boop do 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 do. You should watch the Jeskai video we played last night. We played Jeskai Control on last night's stream. And you're at 1. Go. Can't believe I've dealt with these memes for this long. Keep up the great work. Mike the Knight, thank you very much for the 7-month resubscription. Over half a year. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. I don't know what Duststalker does. Haste, if you control the other colorless cards. Yeah, I just think that card probably doesn't line up very well in the format. I also don't think that we really want more 4-mana spells in this deck. Like, decks like this already tend to be a little bit clunky, so like keeping the curve on the lower side is ideal, I think. I just feel like if you're in the market, like, I know the Duststalker, like, gets cast off Eldrazi Temple, but I feel like it's probably just not quite there. Mix Mustahaggins, what the brand new tier 1 sub. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. Getting pretty close to getting another emote on the channel. 33 sub points off, slow and steady. Yeah, Hangboy over Ballista is interesting. The person that submitted it really wanted to try Hangarback Walker, so we're giving it a go. Walking Ballista gives a little bit more reach, though. But they definitely both have ups and downsides, right? Like, Hangarback Walker is like a more grindy card, while Walking Ballista is more removal and reach. With Kolaghan's command, Hangarback or Walking Ballista is especially interesting because like you can like double burn them out basically. Like you can burn them with the Kolaghan's command and like buy back your card that's more reach. Seems okay, a little clunky. I really like that this deck has Lightning Bolt and Thoughtseize in it, so it's got like it's got 8 cards that are interactive on as early as the first turn of the game, which is great because like one of the problems these Eldrazi decks often have is that they just like don't have enough going on in the early game. Chat is an advantage. I don't know if we can relate that in emote size. Arid Mesa, Steam Vents. Jeskai maybe? Probably just basic Swamp Hangarback Walker next turn. Alright. I should turn my noise gate on because Declan is watching shows in the background. Just realized that. Alright, confirmed Jeskai. Hey, Corey Bollinger with the $10 donation. Thank you very much. Some democracy for the Intruder Alarm deck. Sounds great. Look at that. Get that added in there. Thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate it. So what do I want to do here? So the fact that they're playing a control deck kind of makes me want to go slow. And since we drew the Thoughtseize, I'm going to Thoughtseize them plus tick the Hangarback Walker up this turn. Almost certainly just taking the Snapcaster Mage, right? Pass the turn here. I'm going to charge this up during their upkeep, so they have to decide if they want to kill it before they have Electrolyze mana. Going on Angry Penguin. You have a Declan too. That name's gotten popular. We ran into another Declan when we were at the museum the other time. They're gonna Helix my thing. Deal. So pretty happy with the way my sequencing ended up here. I think that turn ended up pretty profitable for us. They do have Electrolyze to clean these up, but like Electrolyze is gonna clean up one of our things at some point anyways, so I think that's 5. Just gonna see this main phase Electrolyze. Maybe? No? Alright. I assume we're gonna see it when I attack here. Yep. So they have Bolt, Click, Foundry, and then 2 cards I don't know. And throw this Matter Reshaper into play here. It's a shame we didn't have a Thought-Knot Seer this turn, but is what it is. Can't have it all. Yeah, I agree. I agree. A lot of the recent art, especially on the lands, has been quite fantastic. That's scary because it's a Cryptic Command mana. Oh, they're just clicking us. Sure. We'll just let this resolve because they were planning to click us anyways. I feel like they should have put this into play tapped, but teach their own. I assume we're going to bottom the Smasher here and then draw a land. That's a gross tilt. I guess they might be bolting the Matter Reshaper here. So I'm going to wait to play a land until after combat, because if they bolt the Matter Reshaper and we draw a Thought-Knot Seer, I want to be able to cast it this turn. Bolting this is a reason to play the Arid Mesa. Probably dead at this point. And you need to run pretty hot from here to not be dead. Alright, that's something that lets us leverage our copious amounts of mana here. So we have to go ahead and attack with the Matter Reshaper, maybe. We snap Electrolyzing, perhaps. They did shock. Oh, just bolting. Relic, battlefield with that one for sure. Huh. I was gonna start by popping that, just like make their Snapcaster Mages much worse. And I'm gonna lead on Matter Reshaper here, since I could play this for 3 next turn. This gets more power into play this turn. Oh, this is actually a pretty big mistake. I should have played this land, because they can Logic Knot us for 2 here. God, that's exactly what's happening, isn't it? Oh, phew, woo! They're gonna Logic Knot for 2 to be super embarrassed. The post Logic Knot land drop of shame, just like, oh no, oh no. Because I don't enjoy playing limited, and I play Magic to have fun. Oh, Bardic. Oh, Bardic. The internet is so strange. They were playing like they had Cryptic. Yeah, we're pretty dead here. I guess they could draw straight blanks. Pretty unlikely, though. Give this a try. This runs into a Spell Queller. I'm going to concede. Alright, so the Spell Quellers make this kind of tough because, like, I want to board out my Lightning Bolts, but, like, I want to be able to kill Spell Quellers. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with most of our main deck here, honestly. I think I'm gonna trim a land. Is that greedy? Like, board in a 6-drop, trim a land? It's almost certainly greedy, but is it bad? I guess Obligator's kind of medium. They don't really have creatures to take. Maybe Obligator's the cut, bring in these Fulminator Mages for the other 2. I kind of like that. Kind of like that. I don't think I want Brutality. The discard mode's okay, but, like, I think Thoughtseize is just better for the most part, because it can take Spell Quellers. So they have Spell Queller in their deck, which makes Wasteland Strangler very reasonable. Honestly, Wasteland Strangler is the reason maybe I could trim some of my bolts. How we feel about Ancient Tomb, chat? Where are we at on Ancient Tomb? Where are we at on Ancient Tomb? I feel like I'm pro Ancient Tomb when I'm on the Ancient Tomb side of the table. Hopefully this game will be a good example that, like, if there's 4 Ancient Tombs, 4 Thought-Knot Seers, 4 Reality Smashers in your deck, it doesn't really matter what your other cards are, because Ancient Tomb. This is perfectly fine and reasonable. Perfectly fine and reasonable. They definitely banned the right Eldrazi land, right? Take a 10-minute break. Come back and tell me when you can articulate yourself. Strangler seems bad because... I'll try the inverse. Strangler seems good because it's a threat I can play that ends the game by attacking my opponent to death, while also being a card that kills Spellqueller, a card that I really want to kill most of the time. Brought in Disenchant. That's cute. All right, well, we're just going to take their sweepers away and then play 2 4/4s and kill them. That sounds great. I'm in for that. Their hand is really bad. Like, doesn't do anything till turn 4. I guess they figured our deck's pretty slow and the sweepers would be good enough. I believe so, Admiral Ozbot. Yeah, because all the things above 50 points are things that are waiting on Dominaria to release for. All the decks that I currently have in there that are over 50 points are waiting on Dominaria releases. So when Dominaria releases, Justin's going to dominate the queue a little bit. So we've got things for Mox Amber and a couple of decks waiting on Damping Sphere, but... I just like that. I know Eye is the more powerful card in a long game, but like Modern's not about long games. Eye is much worse in the early games because you can't stack 2 of them like we just did here. No, I'm just saying Greeny Tea, even without the Thoughtseize, is like a hand that doesn't do anything till turn 4 against an aggressive deck generally isn't fantastic. Like, Wrath and Settle the Wreckage are definitely cards that are good against the deck I'm playing. I just think if they're your first piece of interaction, especially on the draw, you're probably not going to be too pleased. Admiral Ozbots, 30 democracy points towards Puka's Curse. Sounds good. Sounds good. So we will likely get to that tomorrow morning to start. I think I'm going to be doing, so my normal stream schedule is only stuff during the week, but I'm home this weekend, so I'm hoping to pop on and do some streams Friday, Saturday, Sunday night, probably after the Grand Prix. Detention Sphere, that's a rude card. That's an exceedingly rude card. All right, well, that one's got to go. Get that one right on out of there. I'm not playing out the Relic of Progenitus because we know our opponent has a Disenchant in their hand. Yeah, but Urborg or Eye of Ugin into Urborg doesn't play Thought-Knot Seer on turn 2, so that's fine in my opinion. Urborg into Eye or Eye into Urborg doesn't play turn 2 Thought-Knot Seer. When's the next time we're playing Legacy? I'm unsure. At this point, I'm basically just prioritizing whatever has the most points in the queue. And I was intending to get to Legacy this week, but people just keep pushing up Modern deck lists. I think I've got 2 Legacy deck lists around 30 right now. They've got 3 Legacy deck lists over 30. So we'll definitely be getting to Legacy at some point next week at the latest. Maybe we'll do a Legacy night this weekend. Maybe one of the extra streams this weekend will be Legacy. We'll see, though. We had lethal with double bolt. I mean, I can still have lethal the following turn, right? I don't feel like there's a reason to shock myself. I mean, unless they draw Helix, I can just kill them 1 turn cycle slower, so that seems fine. I don't think there's any reason to be overly aggressive. When the opponent's deck eventually turns the corner, sometimes they do so via burn spells, so Not using my health total aggressively seems like a fine thing to be doing. We know 4 of the 5 cards in their hand. So I'm going to play a Relic to encourage them to disenchant, and then we can kill them with Double Bolt. We have some sweet decks for Legacy. We have coming up for Legacy. We're gonna play a Bomberman deck list, Breakfast Blade, Prison deck. We basically don't. Nobody pays for Grixis Delver because who wants to see that? All right, I'm gonna stop in their upkeep and double bolt them. All right, did you? No, I don't think you need to add win conditions to the deck. I think the deck's problem is not win conditions. I think once the deck establishes a lock, it doesn't matter what your win condition is. I think that's the main thing I keep hearing feedback from people on. Just like, how do we add more win conditions to this deck? And that's not what you want to be doing. I feel like people who keep wanting to add win conditions to the prison deck haven't played enough games or matches with it. Like, go log 2 or 3 dozen games with it. And then come back to me and tell me that the conclusion that you've made is you want more win conditions. Because my experience playing 2 leagues with the deck is not that I want more win conditions. In fact, my experience playing 2 leagues with the deck is that the deck's really complex and there's a lot going on. And I probably don't have enough of an educated opinion about it after 2 leagues to know what changes I want to make that could be significant. I need to play more games to get a better feel for how the deck really works and what the important parts are. And which cards are cuttable and changeable potentially. Do I want to change anything here? Want to change anything here? The bolts were okay there. I think I'm going to trim a bolt. Bringing back in 1 Obligator. Honestly, part of the reason why I really like the deck as is because, like, Tezzeret's one of the win conditions. It's also a tutor for lock pieces. What was the other one? Like, Crucible of Worlds is also part of the lock pieces. Yeah, don't people like look at deck lists and then love to make changes before playing any games? Don't do that. Don't do that. Can I keep this 6-lander? I feel like I'm hard pressed to pass up turn 3 Thought-Knot Seer. I have Field of Rune. I have all my colors. I'm gonna keep this. Obviously, we need to draw spells here, but like, our hand is really good if we draw spells. I wouldn't fault people for mulliganing this. Not in the slightest. Okay, we found something to do with our copious amounts of mana, so that's nice. Yeah, Ballista's a card I've considered for the deck list. At some point, I probably want to tinker with other splashes, like having access to Slaughter Pact seems appealing. Seems like a card I'd be interested in trying out. Being able to transmute for that to kill things like Kataki and like Meddling Mage and stuff along those lines. They have a Path to Exile here. They do. See what the rest of their hand looks like. Hopefully don't see too many counter spells here. Jeskai Charm. That's interesting. Gonna take their Cryptic Command. Like the Purist 2 for wide. Yeah, and that's what I like. I think if you want to add win conditions to the deck, you would rather be playing cards that are win conditions slash interaction slash do something else. I don't want dedicated win conditions in the deck. I think there are enough cards that like help the deck not die that are also incidentally win conditions that's what I would like to focus on playing. Third creature on top of its owner's library. Okay. My Talisman prevent all damage that would be dealt by this person. That's kind of funny. I assume they want to play Lightning Bolt this turn. My plan of draw spells with this hand is not going particularly well. So they have Click plus Jeskai Charm in hand. I probably just want to use this relic aggressively here. Feel like I need to just hit some action, right? Like this is like a Boros Charm effectively, so I need to get some stuff into play and like kill this Gideon. The Colonnade's not too big of a worry since we have this Field of Ruin. It's a pretty good draw. Probably getting clicked here. Hopefully they click this away and then click us into a Wasteland Strangler. A Reality Smasher to kill this. Maybe I should have just fielded them proactively last turn, just to like get this off the table and like use the mana. Although you do get to shuffle this back into my deck now, which is nice. If they drew a Path to Exile potentially here, they'll just leave the Endbringer alone most likely. Thoughtseize is dope. Do the kids say dope still? Can I say that? Am I down with my bad self by saying dope? I'm gonna go ahead and just field them off of this now. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jace. The deck just can't protect it. This is for... So I'm gonna go ahead and just play Hangarback for 2 and then put this Talisman into this Relic into play as well. Oh, you know what? This was a missequencing on my part. I should have played the Relic before I did the thing, because now if my opponent draws a Snapcaster Mage, they can snap Jeskai Charm while I don't have Relic up. And if I would have played Relic before using the field, they wouldn't have had the Colonnade in their discard pile there. If my opponent attacks with this Gideon, I think I'm just blocking. I don't think I want to go to 7 here. We need to draw some live ones, but like we've got an extra draw on board here, so I think cracking this to chump block here and then only taking 3 and then having some 1/1s to trade with the Vandalblast click is ideal for us. And if they hit Snapcaster Mage, they can punish us by a pretty significant margin here, so hopefully my mistake doesn't come back to bite us. Also looking to fade like Path to Exile here. Deal. I would love to grow my Hangarback Walker a little bit here. Alright, give me some action, please. That smells like action. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pop the Springs here in case we draw a Thoughtseize or a Thought-Knot Seer to proceed this. Wasteland Strangler, that's pretty good. I'm gonna lead on Strangler because I think if they have a counterspell, they're gonna counter this. We're talking about swapping red for white in the prison deck. We can get Nyx Fleece Ram, Porphyry Nodes, Timely. I haven't played against those decks, Punishing Waterfall, so I can't really attest if those are what really need help or not. It seems like that's probably an accurate assessment of the things that need help, but I honestly just haven't played. Jeez, if their last card's a blank, we're just winning by a very large margin. And like, their only one card that kills this is Path to Exile, right? And like, they can't have that here because of my trigger. So that was a pretty good sequence for us. If they end up, oh, they could have had Settle the Wreckage, right? If they hit a sweeper here, we still get to just have 2 counters from the Hangarback Walker. If they don't have a sweeper here, we're just sticking it deep inside them. This game turned very quickly for us, which feels great. It's a verdict. Basically. Right. So we've basically reset with us having 2 1/1s. So pretty close game still. Both decks have a lot of mana. It's a real shame that we didn't get at least 1 hit in here because like 2 power left over and like getting a yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. They probably only have 1 Settle the Wreckage, so I'm not playing around it here. Settle me. That was Wrath. The Yu-Gi-Oh card was Wrath of God. They have Snapcaster Mage here. They can clean the board up, and then we're back to base 0. Yeah, you're right. I actually should have attacked with the Hangarback Walker when I attacked the Gideon to play around Blessed Alliance. This deck is not playing Cavern of Souls. Just got a lot of red and black spells in it. We have a Supreme Verdict. Our Sweeper's pretty good. Rad Chad. Well, he's dead, right? Or they're dead. And Smusher's great. Let's talk about my base Smusher. If they have a bolt, they're not dead here, but I think we're just supposed to try and kill them. For the exactsies. How does it feel? If you want to be a professional Eldrazi player, let me tell you about drawing Reality Smasher. Welcome to everyone this morning or afternoon if you're in other parts of the world. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time TCG player and content producer here on Twitch. I stream every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday afternoon/evening US time, as well as Thursday and Friday mornings here. If you are enjoying my content, please consider subscribing on Twitch. My subscribers are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it. If you're someone that has Twitch Prime, you get a free channel subscription every single month. Twitch Prime's included with Amazon Prime if you pay for that. You can also support my stuff by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout at them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And finally, this stream is made possible by viewers like Anoronix, Justin, and you. At the very least, please make sure you hit that follow button. Hitting the follow button doesn't cost you anything. It lets you know when I go live and with what. I always try and put the names of the decks that I'm playing on a given day in my stream title so you can kind of know when the notification pops up if you want to watch live, or if it's something you want to look forward to checking out on my YouTube channel later if you can't catch me when I go live. any rate, we're 2-0 in this league with red-black Eldrazi. So let's keep running them down here, hopefully. Drawing Eldrazi Temples and Reality Smashers. This build feels sweet. I like the Kolaghan's command. Like, the red-green build of the deck has Bloodbraid Elf to generate card advantage, but like the fact that the red-green deck has like all these mana dorks and like mana rocks and stuff in it really makes Bloodbraid Elf kind of inconsistent card advantage, where like Kolaghan's command is really powerful, and like we saw the Reality Smashers coming off the top in that other game, like closing it out, right? So like Kolaghan's command gives us more Smashers basically after they get wrathed away or beaten in combat. This is an excellent Hearthstone hand. Unfortunately for Magic the Gathering, I need some land, so we're gonna go ahead and mulligan. I'm gonna keep this with a scry. Sure. A lot of live draws that allow us to do stuff. Potentially really slow, but with a scry. On the draw, is this good enough? I'm gonna bottom this. I feel like I have enough other 3s and 1s and 2s that I want to just push that for some earlier action. Plus, I could just like hit an Eldrazi Temple. I literally said that, Paz. I literally said the red-green deck has Bloodbraid Elf for card advantage, but it's inconsistent sometimes because of the mana creatures. Mordoth with the tier 1 resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome back. I appreciate the 2 months of continued support. Thanks for helping me do what I do here every single day. OBS has built-in compression and gate features, so I'm just using the noise gate that's built into OBS. When you add an audio source in OBS, you can go ahead and select from in the filters for noise gates and compressors. Feels like we're gonna get Tron, chat. Feels like we're gonna get Trons. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the Obligator as a way to like steal something, but like if they just, I think we're on the like hope they just have Karn and downtick plan here. It's a dunce cap on a number 10 because we give 10-minute timeouts. Yeah, I do have a compressor at the top end, I believe. Yes, yeah, I have a compressor at the top end. Otherwise I'd clip my microphone on occasion. Probably pretty dead here. Our hand was a little bit slow and we were on the draw. That monkey picture you just retweeted, Batman, is so excellent. All right, so I'm going to exile this. I'm going to bolt the Karn, and then any land in our deck lets us Reality Smasher the Karn down. Soon we will be able to just click directly on the Planeswalker when we want to bolt it, which is exciting. We're not coming back from Karn doing more stuff here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and see. I should have Thoughtseize them to gain some information on the way out the door, but ultimately doesn't really matter. I'm gonna bring in this Vandalblast. Strangler's pretty bad here. Hangarback's pretty bad here. Trim a couple of... Oh, Relic doesn't do anything, right? Especially if I've already got Wasteland Strangler. I guess Hangarback's fine. I think I might need to change a diaper. Oh yeah, Dreadbore is okay. I think I might need to change a diaper. I'll be right back. You poop? You lying? Yeah, you're a liar. That is you at Graven's house. Got poops. More poops. Sorry for the quick break. Well, we do have a sitter for the afternoon streams. The morning streams Declan is still here for. Over the summer, I think we will be arriving at almost entirely kid-free streams. Hey, Cam, well, that's fine. We won a few games. Won a few. This hand's pretty good. If we just hit one more land, we're gonna get to go Talisman to Thoughtseize next turn, and then we just need one land and 2 draw steps to play a Thought-Knot Seer. If we had a land next turn, the second Thought-Knot Seer actually makes this hand quite good, right? We have colored mana. We have Talisman of Indulgence right here. I don't know. I don't know if Skirt Prospector might. That might be an effect that they really wanted, but I'm unsure about the rest of it. Kozilek's return. Tron, man. I guess we just start taking their payoffs, right? And if we hit a land next turn, we could maybe play a game. If we miss on a land next turn, they're going to get to Wormcoil us, and even with 2 Kolaghan spans, probably going to be a little bit hard. So, I think over the summer, my plan is to do 3 days a week full-time during the day. So start about 8:30 or 9 in the morning and go through until... Would this remind you of Uncle Mike?
Yes.
You can play with that if you want. Have fun. So over the summer, I think I'm gonna do 3 days a week full-time, like 9 to 5. And then do 1 or 2 evenings a week still to kind of spread out, do a variety of times. So I like to catch as many people as possible. And we're dead. I'm gonna go ahead and concede and move on to the next match. Really unfortunate. We're so close there. We would have still had to win a game on the draw, which certainly would have been difficult, but I think that would have been a winnable game there, at least if we would have hit our land on time. Waterfalls, you've been playing the prison deck a lot. Do you like 4 ghost quarters in it, or does it feel clunky and like we might want more blue sources? We're 2-1 so far. We just died to Tron.
Like this.
The wolf does like the ball. You're right. You played ball with Grandma and Grandpa's wolves? Nope, we're going to be playing Green Tron in the league after this. So this is our first league of this morning. I'm going to keep this. It's got some interaction and it's got an Ancient 2-minute, so it's probably reasonable as all of our colors. Going on, Cord? Will I be going on vacation with the family this summer? I think we might take a trip to... my wife and I are definitely going to Gen Con. We've been doing that every year for the last few years, so we'll take a short break, a couple days off for that. And I think we might go... It's so annoying. I think we might go to the Dallas Open and make that a few-day trip, but if I do go to the Dallas Open, I'll probably bring a laptop with and stream from my wife's friend's house. Yeah, send me a trade request, Apprentice. I can send you the Quellers back. We played the Jeskai deck last night. I did not get around to playing Grixis Kiki. Hopefully they drew a spell here. Not only did they not draw a spell, but they drew the last Tron piece. I'm glad I don't take Modern super seriously anymore. If I took Modern super seriously, I would find Tron very frustrating. I think this is one of the worst things about the format from a competitive perspective. I'm gonna concede if they drew a bomb. Alright, it's a redraw. Sorry about the trade windows. Just sending some cards back that Apprentice lent us. Sure. They drew Natural Tron, and we never drew a spell in 3 draws. You know, shit happens. Stuff certainly happens. I'm gonna board my relics out. Maybe this makes Wasteland Strangler too bad if I cut all of these. I don't want to cut all of them though. I have TKSs, they have their own relics. I don't find playing against Tron to be fun, and I play Magic to have fun, so we concede matches where I'm not having fun on this channel. That's my life motto. Magic's a game you should play for enjoyment, and life's too short to not have fun while you're doing something that you're supposed to be enjoying, so if at any point you stop enjoying it, stop doing it. No, I'm not going to board in Surgicals against Eldrazi Tron. I think we need enough action in our deck that I can't afford to draw a Surgical when I don't have a Fulminator Mage. Also, like, their deck having Tron is slightly less important than traditional Green Tron having Tron, so, like, if they end up with it, there's still board states where they just, like, don't have enough action and we can win anyways. I mean, Camwell, I don't give a shit what other people think. Like, if other people don't want to take what, like, even when I was playing Magic competitively and, like, logging, I don't know, dozens of hours every week doing very serious competitive testing, there were plenty of mouth breathers all over the internet that were like, Hogland only plays on the SCG circuit. The SCG circuit's much easier than the Grand Prix circuit, even though it's mostly the same people that play on both. His opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how well he does in events. Basically, you're never going to please everyone, and you shouldn't try. It's a fool's errand. So, like, you should just do you, and whatever other people want to think or do, you know, let them do them. It's okay. Life's too short. What's your opinion on how to fix Tron? Do you think big mana decks need to be gone? I think big mana decks just shouldn't be legal in Modern. I think efficient land disruption, or I shouldn't say big mana. I think Tron lands and Cloud Post shouldn't be legal in Modern because efficient land disruption is something they don't print anymore. And there's a reason they don't print efficient land disruption anymore, because efficient land disruption leads to uninteresting non-games of Magic. Cards like Wasteland lead to one player not getting to play Magic the Gathering in a significant amount of games. So like I often hear people do things or say things like Modern just needs Wasteland, that'll fix the issues. It's like, well, I don't know if you've played enough Legacy if you think Wasteland will create more good games of Magic, because in my experience Legacy creates a lot of really obnoxious and uninteresting games of Magic. I just like when people ask me like what if I care about other people would think about me, like I spent a lot of time caring a lot about what other people, explicitly Magic players, saying what I did and thinking about the things that I did, and like I was very frustrated for a long time trying to basically please everyone. And then when you come to that realization that no matter what you do, it's not going to be good enough for everyone, and you just need to like do things to make your own personal life better and improve, life becomes a much happier place. It becomes a much, much happier place when you realize that you should just, you know, fuck the haters, basically. If we get a land this turn, this parade of smashers might be able to get us, but otherwise this Hangarback Walker is probably going to get out of control. All right. All right, these are my squid daddies. Let's run them down here. Get them. Gonna get you drunk, get you love drunk. Off Smasher's hump. His hump, his hump, his hump. Check him out. Beep, 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 beep. Right, Nerdster? I sacked Fulminator Mage because I didn't want my opponent to be able to draw a land and play a Thought-Knot Seer. Unless that land was exactly Eldrazi Temple. Beep, beep. I hate getting Wastelanded in Legacy, which is why I play Manaless Dredge. That's a great reason to play Manaless Dredge, just FYI. Why didn't I board in this Dismember? For those wondering, the reason I didn't board in that Dismember last game is because I'm an idiot and didn't think about it. Just so we understand where I'm at in life. Does Ratchet Bomb be in my deck too? Yeah, probably. They have Chalice. This Engineered Explosives too? Yeah. Alright, let's get those in my deck. These Stranglers are pretty bad. Shannon! Thank you very much for the 17-month resubscription. Almost a year and a half. Thanks for putting up with me for so long. I do appreciate it. No, I don't think Surgical's good enough, especially when you consider the fact that like they're Chalice of the Voiding on one. Honestly, maybe I want to trim some of these bolts instead of these Wasteland Stranglers. Just saying it's good in my opinion isn't good enough here. You need to say it's good because, and then articulate yourself. Talk about why it's good. Just, I think so isn't good enough. I actually talked earlier, maybe you came into the stream a little bit late, but I talked explicitly about why I don't like bringing in Surgical in this matchup. I'm gonna bottom this. We just want to draw some Eldrazi's here. We have an Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb of their own. Scary. Thoughtseize. Look at that. Graven Cairns cast Thoughtseize, right, chat? Aw. 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 What a sad Graven Cairns. Yeah, I think it was a mix. It was like a two-prong thing for me mix. Like I was really enjoying Legacy for a little bit. And then, like, people started realizing how much better Grixis, Delver, and 4-color control was than everything else. And, like, the format's just become so focused on it in conjunction with Modern becoming really diverse and interesting. Like, I think Modern right now is in one of the best spots it's ever been as a format. And I'm really enjoying a lot of the gameplay that it generates. And like there are still, like we just talked about Tron, right? So like there are still some obnoxious things about the format, but I think by and large the format generates a lot of really good quality games of Magic. All right, better late than never. My meme and rant game have gone up at least 200%. If I'm improving your rant game, I feel like I'm accomplishing my job. Gotta get everybody's rant game on point. Yeah, we're gonna be the bad guy next. Speaking of, we're gonna get some trotting in ourselves. Am I just playing Hangboy? I think I'm just playing Hangboy here, and I'm playing the Mutavault out because if we draw another brick next turn, I'm gonna attack with Mutavault plus charge the Walker. I think Infect is a great deck to have in Modern. I think Infect is exactly the type of deck you want to be a combo deck in your format. Infect is the style of deck where discard is good against it, counter spells are good against it, and removal is good against it. All three of the types of interactive cards you want to encourage your format to play are good against Infect. Infect is exactly the type of combo deck. It can never win on the stack, basically, is what it comes down to. Decks that have to win through, it's doing kind of dishonest things and has fast draws, but if traditional interaction are good against a deck, I think that makes it a good deck to have in the format. Another Mutavault, okay. Well, let's fire this up and get to the beatdowns here. Because it doesn't feel like it. There's always going to be people that like dislike really fast decks in general. But honestly, the decks that, maybe I should have, yeah, I punted here, right? I should have Field of Ruined them. Or get Ulamog'd and just die. I was not expecting that Ulamog, but okay. Yeah, I punted there. I wasn't thinking about them having Tron. I should have just played the field. Hey, C-Unit, please allow me to reside within the dictatorship of Hoaglandia and ingest the knowledge you bestow upon the serfs. Thank you for the 4-month free subscription. C-Unit, I really do appreciate that. Welcome back. I don't even know that drawing more spells was our issue there. Like, our Mutavaults were going to get to beat our opponent down pretty quickly. So I think if I would have just played the Field of Ruin there, we probably would have been in a pretty okay spot. I actually have Belcher. We've got a bunch of memes in the queue. We've got Belcher in the queue, and we've got Black Red Reanimator in the queue a few times. So we're going to play a bunch of fast decks. Yeah, this hit's pretty good, right? It doesn't have any threats in it, but it's got a lot of quality interaction here. Trying to steal the play from me.
Oh, Dad.
All right, well, Talisman actually means we can beat Blood Moon. We have K command to beat through Ensnaring Bridge, so I guess I'm just taking this Chalice since I have Double Bolt in my hand, right? You got a string?
Mm-hmm.
You got a string?
Mm-hmm.
The old basic ways, God bless. Just let you know your Blood Moon is extra bad. SMF is Stoneforge Mystic. They have Moon, Bridge, and then one card I don't know. TKS, please. Thought-Knot. Thoughtseize. Discard spell. Smusher is unfortunately not going to be able to get in here because I assume they're going to bridge us this turn. Yeah, Infect's put up a couple of results recently. I think that deck's very, very reasonable. The deck seems very, very reasonable. The Jeep is unfortunately going to get tied up on the toll bridge. When's the next time we'll see Kiki action on stream? I'm not sure offhand. We got a couple in... It's tough to know, honestly, because, like, every time I try and predict, like, we're gonna get to see it, like, people throw donations to cut the line. So, like, there's actually a couple in the queue close-ish. But we've got what? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Naya Court is 7th down, so probably by next week. Okay, sure. I was hoping they wouldn't play Bridge this turn since they're attacking with Mutavault, but apparently they had that. K command! K command! K command! Oh, you know what? I should have played this, right? Because if we draw K command, I could attack with it next turn. Assume they're gonna cast their Blood Moon here, sure. Yeah, I agree. Stoneforge Mystic by and large is fine, especially without Umezawa Shite. Swords and Batter Skull or whatever. I don't think Stoneforge Mystic would push Death and Taxes to tier 1, but it would certainly help make it more competitive than it is now, right? Yeah, I agree. Anyone who thinks GTA is fine hasn't played GTA in a creature-based format. The only reason GTA is even borderline fine in Legacy is because Legacy has a ton of matches that by and large don't care about their creatures. Yep. I think we're dead, chat. I think we're dead. I agree, Velik. It becomes about playing quality Magic cards as opposed to just like trying to cheese people out with your Leon and Arbiter. Imagine if this was a walking ballista. If this was a walking ballista, we could be killing them through this bridge right now. But it's not, so we can't. The opponent deck's just playing all in red. All right. That's a K command. So Do I want to kill Koth? I feel like I want to just kill them, right? Feel like I just want to kill them. If I go Shatter, Shock, they go to 18. I attack, they take 10, 11 down to 7. And the next turn, they take 5 down to 2. So Kolaghan's command next turn allows me to push lethal. Yeah, I think I want to go Shatter this, Shock you. No, if Koth is relevant, we're not winning this game. If Koth is relevant, we're not winning this game. I think attacking or pressuring Koth is playing to not lose. I'd rather try and win the game, I think. I think I'd like to just do this. And now this way next turn they're gonna be dead to Bolt, and they're gonna be dead to another Kolaghan's command. Here you go, kiddo. I'm aware they can block. Do you want a bar?
A butter.
These are your choices. We'll have a butter sandwich later for lunch. Do you want a bar or pretzels? You want pretzels? Okay.
Bar?
Yeah, Bolt, Smusher, or K Command. Yeah, I think that gives us enough outs that I'm willing to just be aggressive here. Because we're not dead on the backswing, right? Like, they can discard to Hazoret, plus Koth is only 11, and then they just die to our attack. Butter sandwich is what peanut butter and jelly sandwiches are. Peanut butter and jelly is too many words for Declan because he's 2. K Command. Oh, K Command short, isn't it? K Command's 1 short. Yeah, K Command short. So it's just Bolt and Smasher. That's exactly lethal. Yep, that's exactly lethal. Yep, good game's opponent. Good game. We still have 2 more. Oh yeah, K Command would have gotten back Smasher. Yeah, it would have still been lethal. Yeah, good catch. Good catch. Ratchet Bomb, EE. These don't actually get to... I guess Ratchet Bomb gets to 3. EE doesn't, though. Pithing Needle seems fine. Thoughtseize seems fine. Relic doesn't seem particularly good, and they're boarding in Chalice on 1. I guess Dreadbore is fine for their Planeswalkers. I guess Endbringer's okay, because it can kill through Bridge. Well, so... If they put us to 1 Doogie, we'd kill them on the backswing. So if they couldn't put us to 1 because that would leave them dead on board. So they couldn't put us to 1 there. So Kolaghan's command was lethal. Because if they put us to 1, we would have just killed them with the Reality Smasher and the Hangarback Walker that were already on board. No, K Command was an out, Zach. Because if they yeah, so you're catching up. So if they did that line and like push 12, they were just dead to the known cards on the board. So they couldn't just put us to 1 there. So Kolaghan's command was an out by returning the Smasher. First, this hand seems pretty good. Got Disruption into an Ancient Tomb. This is the 5th match of this league. So we lost to Tron twice, and then we beat 2 other decks. So we're 2-2. We're down a game in this third match. Just gonna go ahead and form myself on the first turn, go Blood Crypt, Thoughtseize. We'll play Eldrazi Obligator on 2 and just get our beatdown on. Eidolon of Rhetoric? That's a weird card to have. I guess I'll take Chandra. I feel like the average converted mana cost of our deck is high enough that I really don't give a shit about this card. Are you gonna turn one Idol on me? I'm kind of sad that I took 6 here if they're turn one Idoloning me, but like, hopefully just draw another Temple and just like run them out of the game. Gonna offer this trade. This is such a strange card for them to play. Like, it requires them to take damage to keep getting cards out of their hand if they don't have Hazoret. I could see it being a good card in their deck in general, just because like it's like aces against decks like Storm, obviously, and probably Control. But in a matchup where like we're getting into racing positions, this seems strange to include. Maybe they have it in their main deck and they just didn't have enough cards to board in. I could see that being the possibility. All right, let's be professional and draw another Ancient Tomb here. That'll do, pig. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll do. Let's attack for 3. God, that's so good for us. Sweet. So this Thought-Knot Seer here should mean that we're gonna get to like basically lock them under their Eidolons. Eidolon, bro. Eidolon, Ted. Trigger. What you got? What you got? Desperate Ritual. Koth. Do I really care if they Koth next turn? I don't, right? I'd prefer, I guess if they cast the Walking Ballista, they'd take 4, but if they're Kothing, they're taking 4 from the Desperate Ritual too, right? So, like, curving into the Smusher here should just run them out of the game. Yeah, alright, sweet. Go to 8. Why is that, K-Smith? And they're almost just dead here, right? So they have to chump the Thought-Knot Seer and then trade with the Obligator, and then they take 5. So these are both gonna die. This will die. All of these 2 left over, and they'll be at 3. Porphyros is interesting. Porphyros seems like a card they could have in their deck reasonably. I think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Do I want slightly more removal if they have these stupid Eidolons in their deck? I'm gonna do this on the draw, just split these 3-3. It's like coward split. Brawl is not coming to Arena in the near future. God, Arena's... Alright, I have to keep this. This hand's a little bit painful, but we get to Thoughtseize on 1, and then have some other cards here. So hopefully, just hoping to draw Ancient Tombs. Hoping to draw Ancient Tombs. No, don't mind me. Just waiting to draw some Ancient Tombs. Chandra's the much better card here, right? Can kill my stuff. I agree, Anime. I agree, which is weird because it felt like the introduction of Brawl was kind of there explicitly for Arena, so like them not having it from the get-go feels really strange to me. I feel like if the fact that they didn't design Brawl from the ground up to support, or they didn't design Arena from the ground up to be able to support something like Brawl means that they're probably repeating a lot of their digital design mistakes that they've made with Magic Online in Arena by making it pretty inflexible. Sure, you have a bridge. Lands, please. Lands, please. Ding. Yeah, I agree. The promo at Braid is pretty strange looking. Hopefully they go land Koth here, and then we get to shatter the bridge and then kill the Koth. Hopefully this is Koth and not Slagstorm. Or Anger. Anger would be really bad for us. Ding. Alright. And I don't think they play Bolt because they're a Chalice on one deck, ultimately. Lands. Lands! Alright, it's not the worst, I guess. So I'm gonna go... You discard, shatter this. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the fact that they have like a bunch of sponsored stuff, like, and their product is barely finished is weird. You need more pretzels? You say please? You say pretzels please? Say please. There you go. Please is how we get what we want. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, Declan will be around for the morning streams. Declan will be around for the morning streams. Alright, charging my laser. Sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and charge this up, and then I'll bolt this afterwards. Do they have any cards in their exile? They don't. It's unfortunate. I don't think that's true about the JSON banning. I think that people have their whatever called in a tizzy a little bit too much about in relation to that. So I've got 4 more ways to destroy this in my deck. Yeah, I agree. It feels like a significant miss in a lot of directions that Arena wasn't made with Brawl. Honestly, I have no plans to get into Standard and get into Arena, and I was hoping that Brawl looking like it was made for Arena would give me an excuse to give Arena a real try. It's a Blood Moon. Molten Rain. Yep. Alright. Nope. Gate Command. Gate Command. Ratchet Bomb. Basic Waste. I'll take it. Let's keep charging my laser here. I'm just getting this into play because I want the most power in play possible. I know they have a Gemstone Cavern in their hand. I want the most power in play possible when we draw Shatter Effect for this. Give me a Spirit Guide, sure. We're hoping to dodge Blood Moons here because those cut off Kolaghan's command as being castable. Card Baker with the Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support what I do here. So thank you. Thank you for that next level of support. Just gonna go and flip this into play. We're edging in on having a lethal attack the turn we were able to kill the Ensnaring Bridge. So actually, are we there yet? This is 6, 7, 8, 9. 9, 17. So yeah, so if we draw Kolaghan's command, we just shatter this, shock this, and then attack for lethal at this point. I don't think I want to shock myself to put another counter on the Hangarback Walker. I think that's probably not worthwhile, so just gonna put this in tapped and pass. Scary. Vandalblast, please. So these are really good because my opponent gets to draw up to 1 card in hand and then attack us for 2 and then play their card now. Or not. I guess they just want to be defensive with it. That makes sense. These games are so interesting and stimulating. And I keep ticking my hanger back up. Draw our Dreadbore and Dreadbore our own Hangarback Walker, so we have squad in the air. We have 1 Vandalblast and 2 more Kolaghan's commands in our deck right now. No, Tron's up next. Tron's gonna be the second deck we play today. Some mono green Tron. Yeah, I agree. A lot of prison cards create games where you just don't get to make a lot of choices. That's Magic sometimes. And generally, like, we'd concede games like this on this channel, but like, I just have 3 cards in my deck that we can draw that let us win the game on the spot, so I'm not gonna pack it in. Ratchet Bomb's a really slow out, but yeah, it's technically an out eventually. The problem is we're gonna be dead in how many attacks here? So they only need to attack us 3 times or twice because they have 6 damage on board from throwing these 3 things. They have 6 in burn off the PO because they can throw the Ensnaring Bridge too, so we'd have less outs here if they would have attacked us last turn. And that cuts all of our outs except Vandalblast, so I'm sure now we'll draw the K command. Field of Ruin is a little bit late as well. Unfortunate. So now we have 1 out in my deck. I guess Ratchet Bomb kills their Thopters. Oh, they drew the land. Yep. They needed to draw a mana source to kill us. They needed to draw a mana source to kill us. And sometimes, like, we had 5 answers to Ensnaring Bridge, and we only had 1 of them in our top 20 cards. So them's the beats, unfortunately. Oh, geez. Obligator was a pseudo funny out too, because we could have taken this and then started shooting their own PN stuff with my Hangarback Walker. That would have been funny. I didn't think about that. We didn't draw any of those either in our top 20 cards. This deck. It might be my irrational fear of losing to Ensnaring Bridge, but I'd kind of like a couple of Braids in the sideboard of this deck. I don't know if they're necessary. I guess you have a lot of 3 damage things, so maybe they're not necessary. Specific actionable feedback. I feel like this style of deck is probably enough of a dog to Tron that the Fulminator Mages in the sideboard are probably a little bit silly. I feel like you're probably just supposed to punt that matchup. Someone just mentioned 4th Kolaghan's Command in chat. I actually wouldn't mind a 4th Kolaghan's Command. I think this Endbringer is a little bit clunky and expensive, and a 4th Kolaghan's Command in the sideboard would be good against random artifact-based decks, as well as provide another card that gives you a very grindy element in the main deck. So, like, it's similar to Endbringer in that it allows you to grind, but it also is more flexible. And in general, flexible cards are really what you want to be sideboarding in a format like Modern, because, flexible cards come in more matchups, and Modern's a format where there's a lot of variety in the matchups that you're going to be playing. I don't get 2 tri-lands. The fuck is this? The fuck is this? That land makes all 3 colors of my mana. It's like, looks like 2 different lands to make all 3 colors of my mana. I'm no Magic Pro Tour expert, but like, this looks like a tri-land. This looks like a tri-land. It's less good with Eldrazi Temple, but I think the saying you don't get 2 tri-lands is a little bit disingenuous. Yeah, I think that too. I think I like the idea of having Walking Ballista over Hangarback Walker. Had we had a Walking Ballista, we would have 10 out of 10 won that last game. And I think there were multiple points where, especially like we were talking about in conjunction with Kolaghan's Command, like in a deck that's more aggressive like this, having a card like Walking Ballista to add a little bit more reach to the deck that's full of like Lightning Bolts and Reality Smashers seems very, very powerful. We have Relic of Progenitus to get cards in exile for Wasteland Strangler. All right, at any rate, let's Tron some nerds. Let's be the bad guy for a little bit.